Even though the lighting is bad, it could be better. If I put it on that side, I'm just gonna keep it like this. Joseph. We're talking about Joseph today. I didn't know about Joseph's story until this past Saturday. I joined this basketball league, which is a church league. So we had like a little prayer in the beginning, and the pastor said something about Joseph. And I thought it was just so beautiful how Joseph was just loyal to God. And even though there was so many times that he could have just stopped believing, he could have said, God really put me in this situation. Like, he could have been backed out and just done whatever. But no, he stood true to God. I have some videos I have around. I'm about to play them.
I wanted to speak to thousands, but God kept giving me rooms of 12. I thought I was ready for more, but I was performing in the small rooms instead of serving in them.
That video was talking about how you have to be ready for what God is bringing you. So if you're frustrated about having low views and talking about how if I had a bigger community, you'll be able to go do numbers. But at the same time, how are you ready for that big community if you can't even serve the few people you have already? So that kind of flipped the switch on my brain, talking about how, all right, since I get low views, how about cater to them at least? So once you cater to them correctly, then God will bring in more people to view your stuff. But for now, you're stuck on low views. So don't be frustrated. This is the time to just work on your stuff. This is a new concept I'm trying out right now. I'm kind of anxious, kind of scared, mostly because it might not work. But at the same time, at least I tried. So that's what I'm doing. I just saw a sign at someone's front yard talking about some who profits, who dies. And that ties in with what I was talking about earlier, how the system wants you, the world, not the system, the world wants you in a certain place so that they can profit. And who ends up dying? You. Who ends up going through the trials and tribulations due to the things that the world has provided and you fell into the temptation? You. Oh nah, them elbows is ashy. Alright, back to the video. I was gonna record my video here, but there's no lighting at all. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep walking till I find like actual lighting. Because at the end of the day, stop saying at the end of the day, oh my god. I'm just trying to find an aesthetically pleasing area. Also a place I'm not distracted because there's like a million cars all of a sudden want to be outside. Who dies? You. Who profits? The world. Get to the elevation, bro. That's the only thing you gotta. So I'm just yapping about how we have to reach a spiritual level so we don't keep falling into temptation of the world. There's a couple videos I made while driving, but I didn't touch my phone though. Just a disclaimer. I set up my phone before I started driving, and I just let my thoughts roll out as it kept coming to me. I feel like I can't repeat it the way I said it here, so I like the way I said it. I'm just gonna keep this and put it in the video. I went to Catholic school, and I just feel like these lessons weren't taught to me right. Like, I'm not going to say they didn't teach me well. The teachers that I had, they were great teachers. They just didn't get through to me. And I really, really, really wish they got through to me. I really, really wish they got through to me. Because if they did, I would have learned these lessons earlier. But as a kid, you don't want to hear all about how God helped this person out and how this person was dealing with this. And honestly, just to add on to that, I think as kids, we just want to have fun. We don't really care about life lessons, honestly. So I feel like that's what was mostly on my mind. Just getting the day done at school, going home, watching YouTube videos. That's what I love doing, watching YouTube videos and eat food and call it a day. Doing homework, unfortunately, sometimes I had to do the homework and Here goes the wind. Lovely. I love the wind.
Try covering the bad stuff. I need a word for it at the end of the day. That's my mission today. Find another word other than at the end of the day.
I'm going to find this right now. I need another because I've been messing up this whole day talking about at the end of the day. Let's search up a better word instead of end. What's another word for at the end? Ultimately, in the final analysis, eventually, and all things considered. All things considered. I like all things considered. And ultimately, let's keep watching the video.
Teachers just need to find a better way to teach lessons. Because the way they're teaching now is just not getting through to people. And it's very important information. It's very important information. And it could be because I just wasn't listening. They probably taught it well, I just wasn't listening.
Definitely wasn't listening.
And it wasn't getting like I tend to prick my ears when I hear something that pertains to my situation. Like if I can relate, I will forever hold that with me. But if I cannot relate with you, I will not. It'll come in one ear and out the other because why do I need this information? And that's primal, honestly, because if you're getting spoon-fed information, your body's gonna regurgitate it because you don't want to hear it.
All right, enough of all that rah-rah. Okay, I think I just gotta tell the story from the top, honestly,
Reflected. Some
because all these videos are mixed up now and I can't
I
find
need
it.
to start.
I talked about that. Really,
I need to start.
memory
you
suddenly
start shutting up. SOD. Okay. The story of Joseph. How it goes, from my memory, is when Joseph was born, he had two older brothers that were very jealous of him. Mostly because when Joseph was born, his father already said that he was his favorite because he had his son Joseph with a woman that he ultimately loved so much because that was his last wife, I believe. Yeah, he was treated very highly because Joseph always did what he had to do perfectly. Like he did his job and took no shortcuts. So one day Joseph was coming towards his brothers like from afar, and his brothers peeped him from afar, and they made up a little plan between them because they were so jealous of him, already knowing that that's father's favorite son. When Joseph pulled up, the two brothers knocked him down, threw him over a cliff. Oh, over a cliff. Hold up, not over a cliff. They threw him in like a little hole, and he was not able to get out. He was stuck there. Since he was stuck there, the two brothers were wondering what they should do. They didn't want to kill him, but they did want to get rid of him. The two brothers saw some people making their way to Egypt, and they had the bright idea of selling their little brother to them. And guess how much they sold him for? I think 20 silver, something like that. Yeah. 20 silver's equivalent of being able to buy some sandals. Hella cheap. Let's not use hella. I'm cutting that out. I'm definitely keeping that in. You need to learn. After selling him, basically Joseph was put to work basically as a slave, and he did his job. He didn't find ways to get mad. He didn't feel any type of way towards them, even though he did dirty. Most people would talk about it day and night, talking about how their brothers just sold him off, just mad at the fact that this is not supposed to be happening. But Joseph just put his head down and started working diligently. Till one fateful day, the king's wife was like, "Dang, Joseph, you looking pretty good. Come get some sugar." Joseph was not. Hold up, this one is getting tight. Can this wind stop? No, the audio can hear the wind. Okay. Anyways, Joseph said no to the wife. Like every day, the wife was just trying to get him to have intercourse with him. We're gonna keep it PG. Joseph kept saying no, 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 every single time, until one time, the wife of the king found a way to just grab him in her room and close the door, and Joseph found a way to escape and ran. It was put on him to just do it. Like, he didn't even think about, okay, maybe just one time just to please her. No, he stayed true to his morals. Joseph stayed true to his morals, and he was able to just keep it pushing. Unfortunately, King's wife did not take that lightly. So what she do? She lied. She told the king that Joseph touched her, like, without consent, and he got put in prison for years, years upon years upon years. And even though he was put in prison, he still was down with God. He did not budge at all. He stayed 10 toes waiting for his chance to get out. And he was there for years upon years upon years. And he still did his work. Even guards were happy to say that, hey, we don't have to worry about what's going on in the prison cells because Joseph is there. That's how locked in he was with the guards. He also was cool with the other prisoners. Joseph had the gift of interpreting dreams, and he did that for his fellow mates in the cell. Cellmates? Yeah, cellmates. So when he interpreted these dreams, they became friends. And there was one specific person that was actually very pivotal to the story. What's his name? Hold up. Let me find the video. Okay. Joseph was cool with all the inmates, and he was able to be friends with this one person that was very important to the story. He was a cupbearer, and his sentence was almost up. He was about to get out, and Joseph asked him one thing: tell the king about me. He said, tell the king about me, and guess what? The cupbearer forgot. And years went by, and nothing. He was just forgotten about in prison and stayed there for more years. And there goes the sun. Why is this? Now it's cold. I'm gonna have to put my sweater back on. Story time is almost done. So years went by until the king needed help interpreting a dream. He gathered all the wise men in the area, and none of them were able to tell him. And he became frustrated until the cupbearer remembered, oh, wait, there was this kid in the cell with me that could interpret any dream you got. And he reminded the king of Joseph, and the king sent out to get Joseph back. So Joseph was able to come back, and before he came back, he made sure that he was clean shaven, he was cleaned up, because if he went in there without getting cleaned up, he would have been thrown to the side. His opinion wouldn't have mattered at all, and mostly because he doesn't look ready. This was a big lesson. You have to be ready for your big break. And if you're not ready and you're not prepared, you will flop and end up just wasting it. And Joseph was there and took his crown back. Well, not yet. He didn't get his crown back yet. So once he told the king what was going to happen, he interpreted the dream as the kingdom will have 7 years. What is this squirrel doing? Joseph told the king about his dream, and the dream was interpreted as the kingdom will have 7 years of luck and then 7 years of poverty. As the 7 years of rain happened, Joseph was saving up for the 7 years of bad luck. Luck? I don't think it's luck. Famine. It was 7 years of famine, and Joseph was ready for it. If he was junking off the power that he got, another freaking helicopter. Okay, I think I'm done with this video. My ride's about to leave. Basically, 7 years of rain happened, and then 7 years of famine happened, and Joseph was ready for both of them. As long as you're ready for your big break, anything's possible. So get ready. Be prepared. Do the things you have to do in the dark. Okay, that's pretty much it. I took a lot of time. I need to be out of here now. Like yesterday.